Okay, hello guys. So this is my very first YouTube video, and actually it all started because people were like, oh, Ela-Marie, you can talk, you are able to flow, so why don't you just start up something and be able to share your thoughts out with the world? And I was like, there's a difference between a camera and being able to talk face to face with people, but why don't I give it a try? There's no harm in all that. So, well, here I am talking to all of you. So my name is Ela-Marie. Okay, so today's topic, we're going to talk about opposite sex best friend. It's one of the most controversial things in this world. Is like, everybody is like, oh, why would you have an opposite sex best friend? Others are like, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it. But what do you think about it? So today I'm sharing my views, of course, about this opposite sex best friend. So as we know, if I can break it down for those of you who don't understand opposite sex, it just means a boy and a girl being best friends. And the question is that, is it cool? Is it right? Is it something that should happen? But first of all, we want to ask the question that who is a best friend? To me, a best friend is somebody that you can rely on. A best friend is somebody that you can go to when things are hard, who sticks by you in the good and the bad. Is somebody that when something is bothering you, he or she is the first person you think about that I need to talk to, because the person will either give me good advice or will help me out. To me, that's a best friend. Somebody you can lean on, a shoulder you can cry on during hard times, and doesn't judge you per se. You understand? For me, I've had a couple, and they were basically people who I felt like I could just go to and just say anything, and they will not judge me, but they will help me out. Also, there were people who I felt like if I go to, they will just say, if I'm wrong, they'll be like, Ela-Marie, you're wrong. This is not how you do things. You shouldn't be thinking like that. This is not healthy. This is not that. So basically, I looked for two things in best friends, which was people that will not really judge me when I do or say things, and also people that will correct me when I go wrong, because it's very, very necessary, or it's very important to have people that can be able to lead you on the right track. I don't know about you, but it's important for me. So that's who a best friend is to me. Okay, so now the question is it cool to have an opposite sex best friend? A boy and a girl being best friends, is it right? Is it good? For me, with my experiences, I would say I've only had one lady who was kind of like a best friend when we were smaller, and she was somebody I could go to, and our families were close, so we became like sisters. That's basically it. Apart from that, it's always been like guy best friends. People always ask me why. There's no very concrete reason, or there's no big reason, but I also feel like handling ladies is a very difficult thing. I mean, I'm a lady, so I know, and to have someone give you that same kind of stress, not my kind of thing. So I've always kind of liked being in the company of guys, and I flow better. And then guys, they don't really hold on to things too much. You can easily say your mind kind of thing, and they just move on, that kind of thing. So it was much easier talking to guys, and so having a guy best friend was what I was used to. And so I had guy best friends at different points. I know people are like different different guys as best friends. Yeah, I mean, there's always a point where you have particular friends, and then they are there for you a couple of years. In this life, we always move on anyway. So university, there was a guy best friend, and as usual, everybody just thinks that you guys are dating because you walk together, you talk, you're always cool with each other, but it's not always so. And so I really don't think there's anything big with that, or there's a problem with that. It's about, you should know the boundaries. You should know your boundaries. You should know what you're saying to each other, the emotional connection and everything. So it was more of somebody I can talk to. You find a guy that you like, you talk to that person about it. He finds somebody he likes, he talks to you about it. You have problems, you go to each other. It was never about those emotional things. So it never, like, I never really understood why people had a problem with, okay, this girl has a guy best friend, because I was never emotionally attached to any of my guy best friends, and I think most people don't. So people assume that because, okay, that person is a guy, you're a girl, definitely chemistry. It's true that it can happen, but it's also about your mind. What are you thinking about when you are with a person? How close are you to the person? What are you doing with the person? All those, you need boundaries, because body no be firewood, as people say. So you need boundaries. You should be able to tell yourself that, okay, you're not really doing sleepovers. I was not doing sleepovers with my guy best friends. You understand? I don't go and sleep on the same bed with them overnight and tell myself that, okay, we're best friends, so we can legally do that and nothing will happen. I got to understand that, Charlie, body no be firewood, and so anything can happen. So it's about the mindset. It's not really about anything else. Friendship is friendship, and people have the people that they feel like they can really go to and talk to. So if it's a guy, cool. If it's a girl, cool. If you feel like same sex is best, I think it's good, but I don't think we should be there criticizing people who find friendship or close friendship in the opposite sex. Everybody and really who they find easy, or they find it easy to talk to. And so we should give people the opportunity. But I would say to those who have opposite sex best friends is that what I would say to those who have opposite sex best friends is that you should have boundaries. Because him being a guy, you being a girl, her being a girl and you being a guy, anything can really happen. You understand? As you're pouring out your emotions to somebody else, you can easily fall and all that kind of thing. But if you have the boundaries, you can stay friendship for the rest of your lives if you want. For me, fortunately, I had to zone those people, so it made it much easier. We'll talk about friend zoning in another video. So back to the opposite sex best friends. So I think we shouldn't really judge, or we shouldn't criticize people because they find like friendship in the opposite sex. So if you are not able to create your boundaries, then yes, we see the situations where people were best friends and then eventually they started being lovers, and people are like, best friends. They'll always end up together. You do bestie, 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 then they end up being lovers. But if you have the boundaries and you have a lover, it shouldn't be a problem. So we've come to the end of this video, but I would really love to hear what you have to say about this opposite sex best friend. It's a very big deal, and I would love to hear your concerns. Share your thoughts with me, share your experiences with me. Don't forget to like and to subscribe, and stay tuned for what we have in store. So this is Ela-Marie, and I'm saying bye.